Okay, Spirit of Gratitude, Joy, Love, and Light, highest possible messages for all signs. And then we'll move to the individual zodiac signs. So we got the Two of Wands in the upright. This is obviously a big picture overview that we're looking at. Coming out of conflict here. So zooming out so as to see beyond the conflict, to see the forest from the trees. There you'll find your happiness. Ten of Heart in the upright. Queen of Diamond, it could involve a Queen of Diamond, someone that's very much so material wealth oriented. Sagittarius, Capricorn energy doesn't have to be. It could be a very earthly energy as well. Virgo, Taurus. Versus a Queen of Heart here. So it could be different emotions are at clash here. One is more emotionally nuanced and the other might just be more kind of extroverted. Her energy might come across as more garish. King of Heart here in the upright. There seems to be a masculine fit. Feel free to switch the gender roles. King of Heart obviously goes with the Queen of Heart. This could also be someone that is embodying a sense of wholeness or fulfillment within themselves. And so they may be looking at this Queen of Pentacle and seeing that she is not yet, and I'm not trying to throw any shade or anything, but she's not yet complete or whole unto herself. That's why you see this paired king-queen overlooking the Queen of Pentacle. All of it seems to be in regards to the pursuit of happiness. Only one's methodology might feel as though that they have to go out and chase their happiness through external goods and possessions, like I said with the Queen of Diamond. And that's going to lead to heartbreak. Three of Swords in the upright. I know it's easier said than done, but we preach that all the time. The material route is not necessarily the route to happiness or fulfillment. I was listening to a video today that was arguing that essentially you're going to want to go for those that do not rot in the kingdom of heaven. Not to get all kind of preacher, but to me, my interpretation of that is like the intangibles, the invaluable, your ethics and your values, the intangible values, honor, self-respect, not being chippy, towards others, things like that. You'll know where someone's at in their kind of egoic journey if they're constantly trying to prove themselves, constantly trying to put themselves on, convince others that they're on, convince others that they have it going on, they're always busy, they're always doing something. Those types of people, and again, not bashing anyone, but they feel as though that's their value and that's their worth, as if they're, constantly moving or onto something. And what they could try to do is juxtapose that to others' lifestyle, or maybe even their inability to do so. But again, we could see this from a higher vantage point for those that are not on an ego journey necessarily. They're not on an ego trip. A little play on words there. There's hope for everyone. You could outgrow that. I think it might take a little bit of... Ten of Swords is like betrayal, backstabbing. Sometimes when you go for the fish lure, you're bit in the butt by following what glitters. We know everything that glitters is not gold. So that person will have to make a decision to essentially resurrect themselves. Three of Swords in the reverse. You see it came out earlier in the upright. And that's what the whole kind of rebirth process, moving into the more intangible realm or soul journey is about. And being able to be self-sustaining, independent. This is like burning energy to a pentacle because it's a card of motion and movement. But what kind of energy are you burning, and are you running away from something through the ego path, or are you chasing something more aligned with like a spiritual objective? Okay. And this could be someone who's contemplating that. The Nine of Swords is worry. and this might seem very heavy as a message, but I had a conversation not too long ago with my mom, and one of the things that came up was like worry and anxiety is actually a form of worshiping like the devil or Satan or evil or whatever that negative entity that you have a name for, whatever you call it in your world, because it's basically saying I don't trust, I don't believe, I don't trust and believe that I've been blessed and I've been brought here to the extent of how far I've gotten on my, in my personal journey. And in a way that's like a form of anti-worship, anti-trust, anti-faith, anti-belief. So something to be mindful as you tend to like the spiritual garden, especially in your psyche and your mentality, to make sure you're pulling out those weeds of doubt and lack of trust and faith. So that's what's kind of coming out for the general, but let's see what comes out for Aries. If you're not an Aries, you could stick around and watch, apply it to your first house in astrology. Let's see what comes out.